Good morning, gladiators. It's Tuesday, November 10th. Welcome back. We are going to be learning about Canada. Did you know that Canada is the second biggest country in the world? Well, we're going to learn a little bit about them today. So, today you're going to use some of your prior knowledge of PEGs, your political, economic, geography, and social. You're going to try to analyze this country. Okay, so first you're going to start by watching this Introduction to Canada video. And then today we'll talk a little bit about Canada and not only the beautiful land that they have. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful picture? So we'll talk a little bit about Canada, their population. Obviously, we're going to talk about the borders. So they have the longest border that they share with the United States. So we'll learn a little bit about that. Let me go back and fix that because that's going to drive people crazy. We will also learn a little bit about the provinces. Whose territory does it belong to? There's still territory. It still belongs to someone. We'll learn about the Queen and the Prime Minister and how they work on and how they have one is head of state, one is head of government. It's a very beautiful location. We'll talk a little bit about the flag. The flag actually symbolizes something. Okay, so we'll talk about that today. The climate is very temperate. We also learned that up in the mountains, it's very tundrish, right? The tundra, they have a lot of polar bears. They are known for their winters. But in this location, it's mainly temperate and certain the more closer to the where you're going south towards the United States. Okay, beautiful, beautiful place. The Rocky Mountains that we have here stretch all the way up to Canada. And humans have lived in present day Canada for at least 13,000 years. So we're going to learn about who those people are. The Inuits, there are the Iroquois, all these people were people that have been living there for a long time. And think of the natives who were here now, the indigenous, right? The natives who were here prior to the British coming before we took over the land. Well, this is the exact same thing that happened to them. Remember, all this territory belonged to the natives, and here comes the countries trying to colonize, right? You have France, you have England, you have Spain, the New Netherlands, Portugal. All these countries are Netherlands. They're all trying to come, right, and trying to pick up territory. Well, the French end up winning the Canada territory, but this is where that war comes in, that French and Indian War with the British. They're fighting for that land. Remember that land that we talked about because of the French furs, not French fries, right? So the French furs is a high economy for them, and they wanted to keep that land. So we will talk some more about why that war happened. These are the Aboriginal people. Now, this is a very sad situation because for the most part, many of them suffer with a lot of discrimination. Yesterday, we talked about immigration and how at one time our ancestors were considered immigrants. Right, this country was built by immigrants, and then we come here, we start a new land. But then we have other immigrants that are coming in, and even those people are being discriminated upon. How does that make any sense? Why do people do that? Think about that. What is it? Is it fear? Is it the control of territory? So we'll talk about that because this is the same thing that's happening to the Aboriginal people. These people have been there for thousands of years, and they are constantly being discriminated upon in their own country. Up to 1996, the kids were separated from their parents and they were sent to a school where they tried to make them more Canadian like. And, there's a lot of discrimination, and we'll talk about that today. Here's the handsome Justin Trudeau. He is the Prime Minister of Canada. Wonderful man, great heart. He really loves his country, and he really does everything he can to keep it a strong nation. He is the head of government. the prime minister. He's been a prime minister currently up to today, and of course we have the chief of state, and that would be the British Queen, Queen Elizabeth. Now remember, she's more there for ceremonial reasons. She really doesn't have a lot of say, but she's there, out of respect for the family because it is their territory. They get them involved in a lot of government, but for the most part, parliamentary makes the ultimate decisions. They have a legislative body just like us. They consist of the Senate and the House of Commons, whereas we have the legislative branch and we have the senators and the House of Representatives. Again, this is led by Queen Elizabeth. Canada is part of the Commonwealth, and there's other countries that are actually still part of the Commonwealth: Africa, Asia, the Americas, Europe, and the Pacific. Yes, the Americas. Think about the election. You kept hearing the Commonwealth on the television. Who were they talking about? Who was that state that was going to make the final decision about the election? We'll learn about that today. Here's an interesting video that I really want you to look at. Canada has a healthcare that is publicly funded. So this means that everyone in Canada has healthcare. Whereas here we have to buy our purchase our health insurance, right? Here it's publicly funded. So everyone has insurance. This is a great system. This is their GDP per capita is 48,400. So they rank 34 at HDI, and we'll talk about that today. These are some of the economic industries that they have. So they have transportation, wood and paper products, petroleum, and natural gas. Canada's biggest trading partner is the United States. So we're constantly exporting and importing. We're exporting and importing back and forth. So whereas we don't only get things from Asia, we in Mexico, we in India, we also get things from Canada. Believe it or not, we get a lot of paper products from Canada. And maple syrup, yummy, yummy. Again, their culture, the Canadian culture, has been strongly influenced by British, French, American, and the indigenous cultures. So we'll talk a little bit about the celebrations that they have. Their religion is predominantly Catholic. They have about 41% Catholic. They do speak English here, but French is their actually official language because remember, their territory, they were founded by France, and there are people that speak French even still today. We have a lot of people that live in the United States that are French Canadians, and you'll recognize them in a lot of movies. Seth Rogen is a French Canadian. So I'm sure you've seen him in a lot of movies. They are known for hockey. Why is that? Why are they so known for hockey? And why are they so good at it? Let's talk about that. There's a reason. I'm going to keep you in suspense so you can come and visit me. They also have lacrosse. So lacrosse is Canada's oldest sport and has the indigenous origins. This is super cool. There's a video. I think you're going to see it in the beginning, and it kind of provides tribute. It pays tribute to the indigenous right before the games. The Commonwealth Games. Please watch this video. This kind of just gives you an idea about how this is celebrated. It's through the Queen Elizabeth. They still have these Commonwealth Games. It's almost the exact same thing as the Olympics. And the beautiful Niagara Falls. Though I have never been there, it's on my bucket list. It's beautiful. I've seen it in videos. I've seen it in pictures. People have been there. I had a student show me a picture of hers a couple weeks ago. So this is something that maybe we should all put on our bucket list. It's beautiful, and we share this with right outside of New York. Very, very pretty. Okay. All right. So for today, you're going to have another Canada assessment. And I believe I set it up for 2, but let me double check. I set it up for 3. Whoa, what a lucky day. Miss Martinez is in the giving mood. In the giving mood. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So today you're going to have a drag and drop to reorder. So I'll bring it up just so you can see. Actually, it's a true or false. So it's a little mixed up. Okay. So you have a true or false. And I think I set it up was 11 questions. Yep. So you have a drag and drop, multiple choice, and you also have true false. All right, my angels, have a wonderful day, and I can't wait to see you in a bit. Please come back and see me.